Okay, welcome to today's session. And it has a very loose theme on spring. And the structure of the session is an opening grounding practice, just to arrive, notice how we are and kind of welcome ourselves just as we are. And then the second practice is a longer body scan. And as always, sort of everything's invitational. So if you want to make kind of different decisions to what I kind of suggest, feel free to do whatever you need to do. Always okay. So to begin, so you just choose a position that feels right for you. And if you're comfortable to do so, you could close your eyes, or perhaps just keeping a soft gaze, looking down. Perhaps just marking this point as the start of the practice, letting go of the day that you've had up to this point and anything that might be happening later today. And just having an intention to be here as best as you can. And perhaps to help with grounding, bringing your attention to the contact between your feet and the ground. Noticing what that feels like. Maybe noticing the contact between your body and whatever you're sitting or perhaps lying on. Just noticing the weight of your body into the ground or the furniture. Bringing a gentle attention to your breath. You might just like to notice how your breath is as you arrive here. So noticing if it's shallow, if it's a deep breath. Maybe noticing if your breath corresponds to how you're feeling emotionally. Just an invitation, but if you find it helpful to place a hand on your belly, just notice if there's any movement as you breathe in and breathe out. We know that our minds will wander, and that really is completely okay. Just gently bringing your attention back, just noticing the movement of your breath. And often with mindfulness, we practice just noticing and observing and accepting what's there. But just as an exploration, inviting you to breathe a little deeper down into your belly. So if your hand's there, you might even imagine that you're inflating a balloon as you breathe in. Breathing in deeply. And as you exhale, just noticing the movement of your abdomen, just moving back towards the back of your body. And just noticing if that has any impact. So this slightly deeper breath down into your belly. So alongside this deep in breath, I'm going to suggest another um, aspect to try with your breath, which is to lengthen your out breath. So just making your out breath a little longer, a little slower than it might otherwise be. It can really help the nervous system to slow down. Observing what happens for you. So breathing deeply down into your belly and then lengthening your out breath. And each time you notice that you're distracted or your mind might have wandered, might even feel glad about that for having noticed. It's good. And then just guiding your attention back. So deep in breath, long, slow out breath. And just noticing how you feel as you do this. I'm going to read a poem. So the poem is called Robbing the Spring, and it's taken from Kathleen Partridge's book, Seasons. Though not a thief, yet I should like to steal the zest of spring, to borrow all her harmony of light and colouring, to copy in my home the sun and shadows that she blends, and take her joy of living to distribute to my friends. I'd like no one perfume, but all the fragrance out of doors, to sprinkle in my rooms and wash my cupboards and my floors. I'd like her calm efficiency about my little toil, the bravery with which she starts again when her projects boil. I watch the world with wonder, every cloud and growing thing, and I try to take a pattern from the wisdom of the spring. So we'll just move towards the end of this first opening practice. So if you want to bring some gentle movement into your body, perhaps have a stretch. Maybe gently opening your eyes and having a drink. So the next practice is a bit longer. It's a body scan. So yeah, feel free to change your position if you want to, or grab an extra blanket just to be warm. Be still for sort of 20 minutes or so. And once you're comfortable, just allow your eyes to close again. We're just going to be scanning through the body and noticing what's there. So using the physical sensations in our body to help anchor our attention into something that's in the present. We're gradually going to work from the top of our body, head down to our feet. And as always, when we notice that our mind wanders, no problem at all. Just gently bring your attention back to whichever point in the body scan we are. Just invite you to bring your attention to the top of your head. I'm just being curious what you notice, if anything, if any physical sensations. You're noticing your forehead, your eyebrows. And as we do this, if you do come across any areas of tension or strain in some way, perhaps just in seeing if you can bring a warmth or compassion to that, or maybe even explore with your out breath, releasing some tension in that way. Just bringing your attention to your temples, just noticing what's there. In your eyes, the area around the eyes, nose, cheek, jaw. And sometimes you might become aware of a movement that might help in some way, just to be a little more comfortable. So feel free to do that. There might be a movement in your jaw, just opening your mouth slightly, just being kind to each part of the body as we guide our attention through. Just briefly noticing the back of your head now. Down into your neck, just noticing the muscles in the back of your neck, whether they're quite relaxed or if there's some tension there. Always with complete freedom to make any movements or a gentle touch if that feels supportive for you. Just scanning down into your shoulders now. And noticing how they feel physically. Paying attention if there are any slight adjustments you want to make to be more comfortable. So for me, I slightly maybe raise my shoulders as I breathe in, and as I breathe out, just drop my shoulders a little more. I'm gonna scan down through the left arm. So just noticing the upper arm on your left, noticing how it's resting, including the lower arm, including the left hand. So noticing anything you're aware of in the palm of your hand, back of your left hand. And with this awareness, always being free just to make choices, anything, any change in position, any sort of gentle touch that feels supportive. Just noticing any sensations you're aware of in your thumb and each of your fingers. And we're gonna add in the right arm now. So just moving your attention up to the top of your right arm. Just paying attention to any sensations you're aware of in your upper right arm. Adding in your lower arm. Palm of your right hand. And the back of your right hand. Noticing any sensations in your right thumb and each of the fingers. Sometimes there might not be much sensation. Sometimes there might be quite a lot. Sometimes it might be pleasant or unpleasant. Just seeing if you can bring a warm, compassionate noticing to anything that you find. We're going to scan through the upper body. So bringing your attention up to the top of your torso. So just including the front of your rib cage. You might notice as you breathe the movement of your rib cage, moving in and out. You're bringing a very particular attention, curious attention, being curious how the rib cage moves as you breathe. Maybe noticing the corresponding movement in the back of your body as you breathe. As you breathe in, just noticing if you're aware of any sensations in the back of your body. Moving your attention downwards slightly. So just guiding your attention down your spine. Maybe noticing any sensations in the muscles on either side of your spine. Scanning through the lower part of your back now. So just including any and all sensations, sort of pleasant, unpleasant. And giving yourself the freedom, the choice to make any adjustments or movements that might help you be a bit more comfortable. Bringing your attention back round to the front of your body and just paying attention to the abdomen, the belly. Perhaps noticing any movement in your belly as you breathe. And scanning down through the hips, the buttocks. So depending on your position, if you're sat or lying down, you might be aware of the weight of your body down into the surface underneath you. Maybe just noticing what that contact feels like. Gonna scan down through each of the legs in turn. So start with the left leg again. You could just begin by paying attention to any sensations in the left upper leg. Might be a sense of temperature, might be a sense of contact, might be a sense of relaxation or ease, or perhaps some tension, but just noticing. With this noticing, bringing awareness to any adjustments that you might want to make. And then scanning down into your left lower leg now. Including your calf, around the front to the shin bone. Noticing what you find. Scanning through your left ankle. The top of your left foot. Scanning through your toes. Might be a sense of tingling. Might not be much sensation. Maybe you're aware of the temperature of your feet and your toes. And lastly, just including the sole of your left foot. And having scanned through the left leg, bringing in attention to any differences that you're aware of between your left leg at this point and your right leg. Might not be anything, but just seeing if they feel any different to you. We'll scan down through the right leg now. So bringing your attention to the upper right leg. Maybe noticing any contact between the upper leg and the surface underneath. The sense of temperature. Moving down into your right lower leg, the calf. The area around the shin. Down into your right ankle. The top of your right foot. Scanning through the toes on your right foot. And the sole of your right foot. And then bringing an awareness to your body as a whole. You might have a sense of your overall posture, the way positioning of your body. And just including the body as a whole now, having scanned through each separate component. Almost bringing your awareness back out to a wider perspective, including the whole of your body. A gentle awareness of your breath in the center. And for the next few minutes, I'm just going to play some gentle music, and you've got a choice. You might stay with your attention anchored on maybe a part of your body or your breath, or if you'd like to, you could just relax your attention, maybe be a bit more spacious and just observe what happens. So that track was called Spring Air. And I'm going to read the poem once more. So it's gentle theme of spring. So Robbing the Spring by Kathleen Partridges. Though not a thief, yet I should like to steal the zest of spring, to borrow all her harmony of lights and colouring, to copy in my home the sun and shadows that she blends, and take her joy of living to distribute to my friends. I'd like no one perfume, but all the fragrance out of doors, to sprinkle in my rooms and wash my cupboards and my floors. I'd like her calm efficiency about my little toil, the bravery with which she starts again when her projects spoil. I watch the world with wonder, every cloud and growing thing, and I try to take a pattern from the wisdom of the spring. So we're going to gradually start coming towards the end of the practice. No need to do that just yet, but just preparing yourself. And perhaps you might just experiment with breathing in a little more actively, bringing in a bit more energy back into the body. Bringing some movement into your body if that's helpful. To start to become a bit more alert. And then in your own time, just suggesting that you take 3 deep breaths. And on your third out breath, gently opening your eyes. Once your eyes are open, no rush, but just having a look around you, reorientating yourself, moving into the rest of your day. Thank you.